Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Carl, and today I want to look into something that I've been thinking of for a while. So I have my little new game-ish thing I started on yesterday, and what I want to do is to make it so that the whole game sort of is contained in one single texture atlas or something. So you have these trees, and you have these characters, and you have these animations, and you have one big texture, and you're just using small rectangles in that texture to sort of denote what texture you're actually rendering. And you can take whole animations and put into there and stuff. So that's what I am thinking of trying to do. And I would like it also, you know, hello solo leveling. Wait, I want to bring my chat out here. And hide it behind my face. There we go. So what I was thinking is, you know, I have in the game, here's the, no, this is the template. Here's the adventure game thingy, and I have my source assets here. Right now it's just an Aseprite file. Currently I've saved the silly tree I had in there, like the placeholder tree I had and stuff. I saved those as PNGs, but I would actually like if everything was just .ace files. Solo leveling. You managed to run EMGUI with Rayleigh Benodin. That's great. I mean, I guess you mean dear EMGUI. Yeah, anyways. So there's several parts to this. First I need to load .ace files and get the data out, so that I don't have to do this manual in between step. And those, then I can also get like what are the animation frames and stuff in there. And then I want to pack it into an atlas and also generate an Odin file that contains like enums about the different names of images and stuff. That's my basic idea. So I need to start maybe we need to start with looking at the Aseprite importer, and I might start off with someone else import. So this whole thing, this would be like a separate Odin program that runs just before the compilation. It's like a generator. It generates an image plus some Odin code, right? So I'm just gonna find a thing here. I think someone sent me earlier Aseprite loader. Yeah, so this person here, this person has made an Aseprite loader. But it's not updated in 3 years, so we'll see about that, if it works. And maybe I will eventually, you know, make my own, because I only use some features. I don't need feature complete, like every feature. Maybe this one also missing some feature, I don't know. But what this one does, it seems to output some kind of document, I think. Yeah, some Ace document, and it says which layers and frames and stuff are in there. We'll try this. We'll try to use this, see where we get. I mean, this could be catastrophic failure, worst case. Like maybe we won't be able to do anything because maybe we need to make our own Ace loader. Like maybe I have to stick with PNGs and the JSON metadata that Aseprite can output. But what I would like is to just have Aseprite files, load them, make an atlas, use the atlas, and there is like, I even want to use enums for the different, generate an Odin file with enums for the different images in there, so I can use in my game later sort of like put that in. Right, so let's try that. Let's just make a folder here. Ace to Atlas. I'm gonna call it now. And this is the one by this person here. This Aseprite loader thingy. I'm just putting it inside. Maybe I should put in a separate. We'll see. I was thinking if I should put it in a separate file or not. So I said this is not my code. This is from this person, but it's a good starting point, I think, and I can look at it and adapt it to my own stuff if I need to. Right. So this thing, let's maybe look at the docs. Where did it go? Yeah, there's not really any docs, just a license, but I guess it's not too complicated. I assume what you do is you load from a buffer, read file. Let's see here. Yeah, you can just read, you just run this thing with read file. Let's maybe, this one has the names here are very generic, so let's put it in an Aseprite folder, like that. No. Like this. Close that. And then we make a new file called ace to atlas.odin. We will have to make some changes. I already saw some issues in that file, but we will in that library. It hasn't been updated for 3 years, so we'll see how it goes, you know. Trying to. I need a new mic setup. This one is always annoying me whenever I stream. So here is our Ace to Atlas program, and it will have a procedure, main procedure, and then we'll do like import Aseprite, and the package here is Ace to Atlas, and this thing here let's bring in some Aseprite file here, maybe copy it in here for now. There's my Aseprite file, player walk, and what happens if I'm gonna go into my project and make a build system for this. How do I guess I can just do this. I need to build, so what you need to do is you need to build the generator, run the generator, and then build the main game. So you do like this: Odin build Ace to Atlas. Maybe that's all I need to do. And then if there's an error, I exit. Otherwise, I run ace to atlas.exe like that. Maybe I can check the error again there just to make sure everything went okay. So this is sort of what will happen when my game builds. So I realized then that we can just remove this one because we can instead look in the textures folder here. So let's try running build here. There are gonna be some errors. What happened? This looks like it's building the Odin compile. Wait. Build. What? Wait, what is this doing? How? What does the command build do? Oh, I put the Odin compiler in my path, and the build.bat in the Odin compiler just magically got picked up there. That was funny. Yeah. So this one is already a bit sad. There's also like semicolons everywhere here. We'll try to. This is very strange. Why does it even say relive here if it uses the... anyways. Let's just do this. Vendor :relive. So we have to repair this code a bit. What's total chunks? Was there an underscore there? Yeah. Maybe this one doesn't work at all. Update to Rail 3.7. Okay, maybe we're in trouble. I was just trying to get something quickly working. Raylib decode zlib. Okay, I think we're in trouble a bit here. I was just thinking that it's gonna be nice and easy. Hi, Bill. Yeah, the person who has made this little library seems to use their own version of the Raylib bindings or something. Maybe these are like the super old bindings that before they got like this whole lib I found is super old. I just wanted something quick to, because I didn't want to start with making a Raylib importer, but I think I'm in trouble already. What I could do is start with PNG plus JSON metadata and then later move to .ace. Maybe that's the best one. I don't know if, and there was some other people who project, maybe we have it in core. Okay, compress zlib. Aha, I see. So that's good. Question is, okay, let's just try to make this one work. But I don't have any high hopes for that this library will work. You know, semicolons everywhere and everything. We'll see. This is now this became time to repair our library that hasn't worked in 3 years. Hasn't been updated in 3 years. Let's see how easy it is. I mean, I updated a game I'd worked on. My first Odin project I updated. It was 2 years old. And that was like one line that was wrong. So let's try this. Core compress zlib. Right, let's see here. How does this one work? Wait, maybe I just read the docs. Inflate, okay. I was like, we're looking for. Okay. So it takes. Either this. Inflate from context. And this one wants context memory input raw, blah blah blah. And this one wants. So the inside, what's happening here essentially is if I'm everything inside each Aseprite file is compressed with zlib. I think the actual pixels are compressed so they take less space or something. So I think that's what this is trying to do. Let's see here. From byte array, input, buff. Okay. So this is the bytes.buffer. Right. Okay, let's try that. How many places does it do? Decode zlib only here, that's good. Cell data equals raylib.decode zlib source. Okay. So here I probably need to do something like what is source here? It's like, okay, it's a byte array, so that's good. Source, and I guess this, yeah, it's just takes the data out for a cell. I think is one of the pictures inside Aseprite. So if you don't, I mean, in Aseprite you have not that one. Up in here in Aseprite you have these things, and these are called the cells, and they are sort of like animation frames are, I mean, you can have several layers, and animation frame is this whole thing here. Like this is first animation frame, the second one, and then for each layer it can have a cell. So an animation frame is actually a bunch of cells with like on a line, in a column like this. Okay, then we need a bytes.buffer. Let me just check that API. Compare. How does a bytes.buffer work now again? I haven't used that one, I think. Or have I? It will be fine. Hello, Shuvik. I am flailing around in here, trying to do some stuff. What is a buffer? Wait. What am I doing? Bytes.buffer. Right. Okay, so it's just oh, here it is. I was in the wrong place. Yeah. Right. So it's just the buffer. All right, so you don't really need to do anything because this is a dynamic array of bytes, so it can just append to it, and it will. This is if you want to init it with something. So you just do a bytes.buffer and you're fine. Hadn't used that one before, I think, or maybe I had. My my OLS is a bit busted in when I'm in this broken file here, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm a bit slow is what I'm trying to say. Okay, and then Zel data is a byte, and I guess this one expects it to be like all this. This one does lots of allocations, so we'll see how it. So then you can just do buff dot something. Buff dot buff. You can take the whole slice of everything in it. Oh yeah, I need to import bytes into here. Wait, there's that core bytes. Right, let's go on and see raylib color transparent. Blank. Okay. I32 pixel format. Can't assign value I32 pixel of type to pixel format. Okay, do you mean I just shouldn't? Okay, that was that. Here we have some more stuff. I'll lift the. I actually put the chat up here today, I think. That way. Maybe I make myself a tiny bit smaller, because I need to be able to read the output of the down here, the what is it called, the console. Illegal compound literal f2 cannot be used as a compound literal with field blah blah blah. Yeah, this is some hello fix. I'm trying to fix someone else's Aseprite, no, someone else's Odin code that hasn't been updated for 3 years. So now it's more of a see if we can make some really old Odin code work again, and if it even does anything proper once it's done, because it is like 1,000 lines, and who knows. Oh, this is someone who, okay, so this person obviously had used their own raylib. This is gonna be a problem. This person has used their own raylib bindings, and in that one it looks like it was x, y, and then width height as 2 separate vectors. So I think if I do this, then that will compile, and if I do, okay, it seems to have been x, y as a vector, and then width height as 2 separate ones. Oh, it compiled. That was out. You see, that was like 8 changes. Now I'm feeling like, oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get right. So let's ace.load from read file. It's very interesting names. Please, if the person who made this watches, don't be sad if I'm just I mean, this old, you haven't updated for 3 years, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle for me. That's exactly. Obviously, if it compiles, it works. Right. We'll see. So we're going to, we take so in source assets. There is a player walk.Aseprite. Let's take that one. Load it. You see what happens if we do this? Does it crash? Didn't seem to crash. What does this one return? Ace document and bool if file okay. Oh, what am I writing? But the Odin compiler is surprisingly, I mean, it is quite stable in the sense that I had my first Odin program, which was I tried to clone a few rooms from Zelda 1. That was like the first thing I did. I just, you know, took the sprite, the sort of tile set. I found a tile set for Zelda Online, and I made a tiny editor. I can actually, I mean, I can show it since I got it working. Here is set my Zelda Odin. This is the first thing I did in Odin ever, and it, look, I can do like this. And I made a little editor up. So up here is supposed to be the stats, and in there I put an editor instead, so I can select stuff. This has nothing to do with what we're doing. This is just me showing that this is the first thing I made in Odin, and it uses STL2 and blah blah blah, and it didn't compile when I tried it like 2 days ago. So there was one compilation error, and I just fixed that. It was like, you know, some thing with a for loop had changed or something, like how you write them. I fixed that, bloop, it compiled, and then it was fine. So it's fairly stable language for, like, you know, being in development, and that it doesn't change that much, that you can run a 2-year-old program with one change. So that gives me some hope. This thing doesn't do really anything. You can nothing happens if you walk out, but there is some collision. I get stuck in things. I want to walk in here and do something, but I can't. Anyways, that's irrelevant. Let's see what the Aseprite. Okay, we need format, import core format. Aha, let's see here what it did. There is an Ace document, width 16, height 16. This sounds very promising. There is an Ace frame here. There is another Ace frame. There is only 2 frames. This is probably correct. But does it have the data? Stefan, you know what you can do? What I did for Cat and Onion was that inside the Cat and Onion folder, there is an Odin folder here, and here is the whole Odin compiler source, the one I use. So on Mac and Linux and Windows, what I do is I go in here and I just build it, and all my build files uses it uses old, like if you look in build release.sh, this is the one that I built for Linux. It runs Odin/Odin build main release, blah 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 blah. So I have the whole Odin compiler inside my repository for the game. Like when it started feeling like, oh, I don't want to change the compiler too often, you know, when I want a bit more stable, and I want all the platforms to use the same compiler. So then I just have everything here. I mean, I think it's the best solution really I could come up with. And then also, if you really needed to make any local changes, like I had to go into vendor raylib. Where is it? I had to go into vendor raylib and replace the binaries in here, because I recompiled raylib and disabled some flags. The config for it, because it has the GIF recording stuff, and I don't like that because it's confusing for the user if it suddenly starts recording GIFs when they press some random button. So I disabled that and some stuff. And I think I also have one tweak of one of the core libs inside the core library. So that's how I would do it. Okay, let's see if we can get the... I guess the... I wonder if it has any image data though. It looks like it has all the... How do you say? This looks like it has all the... Isn't cells supposed to have something in it? Ace frame. Cells. Nothing. Let's see. This will be exciting. Ace frame has a bunch of cells, and that's supposed to have a bunch of ace cells. Maybe it's the let's go to inflate here. Let me print the cell.typer. Maybe it's didn't even get to this one, did it? Load cell data, not used anywhere. This proc is unused. Let's look a bit at this code, what it actually does. Maybe it doesn't work at all. Frame data. Frames, frame data, okay. So it looks at layers, then it has... Okay, there seems to be a separate code. I think there's maybe... Ace chunk types. Cell extra. I don't know about, but the Aseprite format seems quite stable. They seem to like, yeah, they've defined this cell and then they have the cell extra, and they always seem to be like, yeah, they have all these, like they do some stuff and then they have some reserved bytes if they need to add something at another time. You see here it's like a header and then they reserve some bytes. I think it looks like they put some thought into like being future proof, so you can write importers that don't break by them updating it. However, this one doesn't work, but maybe that's not maybe that's not the fault of... Let's get a debugger here, right? I try to use the rad debugger. Maybe I should update it, who knows. Here is the rad debugger. Let's, how do I do this now again? Repos. And then we take Ace to Atlas. Yeah, we need to compile it with -debug. Right. And then I run it. Oh, I think I have a... Yeah, I know. I just want to... I'm talking to the debugger. Rate to Atlas. How do I... Okay, put the file there. Sure. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got a breakpoint. Let's jump into read file. I still wished I updated this quite recently. There's still no way to make it use 4 spaces for indentation. it's just harder for me to read because I'm so unused to it. If someone has used this one and knows there's a way. I looked in the theme, there doesn't seem to be a way. I just wanted to. It didn't look that way for you. Well, maybe you used spaces for indentation. Aseprite. That was this. This one uses tabs. Yeah, this one uses tabs, and the tabs are one space. It's it gives a very mushy look to it, and I don't know. I don't find any way to. Maybe I could. I should. I'm also thinking of making a fork of rad debugger and. Yeah, I'm thinking of making my own fork of it or something and just. Yeah, okay, it is. Bill says it is literally hard coded. It would be nice if it was in the theme, just a number you could key in 4. And then. But, yeah. Maybe I should use the Ginger Bill fork of rad debugger. That one sounds good. Let's see here. Where are we? Load from buffer. Ah, it's so hard to read. Yeah, I've met 2 people in my life that use one space. That's a nice build that you have. I would love to use your fork, but I guess I have to download it and compile it or something. The rad debugger, I only use the releases, the binary releases. What happened here? Okay, let's try to do it because I literally cannot read this. Where is this? Is your fork public? Let's find you on. Oh, there is your fork. I'm gonna steal your fork now. So we're gonna build our debugger so we can. Why don't I just? Why do I download a zip when I can just clone it? I don't know anymore. Git clone. Okay, it's done. Let's run build. RC is not blah blah blah. I might need to be in a command line. Maybe I need to be like this. Yes, that seemed to work. There was no C compiler or C++ compiler. It's doing stuff. Done. Let's take all this stuff and run off to no programs rad. So here is my. Let's paste it into here. Okay, we close the debugger first. Anything else is chaotic. See, now thank you, Bill. Now I have Bill's improved version. Now we can continue. Where were we? Now we have compiled our debugger. The stream is turning out quite funny to me. It's so okay, what happened here? It jumped on here. Okay, I just want to see if there's if it goes into the cell one ever. Yeah, I just hope you don't have to debug the debugger. Okay, that means it's just the last line. It skips that one because it couldn't. So what is type really here? Okay, it's 0. Debugger with remedy BG. Stepping up and remedy BG. You can either debug with debugger or with Visual Studio. Okay, does it ever get into cell? Wah, wah. Does it ever get into layer? What's wrong? That's that one. Okay. Okay, we have to look at why it doesn't get debugging some old code. This is debugging some 3-year-old code that used some other. It's funny how I just realized something. It's quite interesting how this loader uses raylib, but it also uses raylib. No, it uses raylib, which is to me, I guess there is something in what does it use raylib for? I didn't think of it that much until now. Okay, it uses it to generate. Okay, it uses it because raylib has sort of like image blitting things. You can copy images on top of images, and I guess it we'll see. This proc is not used at all. Wait a minute, I'm just gonna check something. Is it? This is turning out into like code fixing time. Yeah, I also seen people use, like I saw someone who used wanted quick and easy sound support in a game that used a rendering engine that didn't have sound. So the person used and put in raylib and initted the audio backend there and did the audio via raylib, but didn't use anything else from raylib. Okay, but the weird thing here is load cell data is not used anywhere, so almost all the raylib stuff is not used. I'm not so sure this like even if we got into this. Okay, no, wait, first things first, what is type? Okay, chunk.type, read from buffer, pointer to bytes, chunk data current. Okay, it goes over a few frames. So each chunk has a size and a type. Okay, let's go through all the chunks. Let's go down here. I mean, I would love to release my own Aseprite loader or something. Well, maybe I wouldn't like it because I don't like supporting all these options. I only like supporting the things I need. But I would like to make an Aseprite loader that has as part of the Atlas builder, so it just takes stuff and output stuff. Let's look at this chunk. We need to go down one because this is where it. Let's just step through all this. No, this line. So this chunk actually has something. Yeah, the RAD debugger. I mean, you can use it to debug Odin out of the box. There is some things missing, but I just downloaded Gingerbilly's in the chat, and he had actually forked it and added a few fancy things. Like Bill said, what was it? A slice view role and an Odin map view role, so you can look into slices and maps, I think. So you can just download Bill's fork and build it, and then also you get you get 4, like your tabs will be 4 spaces instead of 1. So I'm just looking down here. Okay, what is types? Let's let's pop open the. I know there is an Aseprite file format. I think they've documented it themselves. Maybe it's this one. So this is the thing you can read if you want to make your own Aseprite loader. Chunk types. Layer chunk. Cell chunk. That looks correct. Frame. The gloves I'm wearing is just because my hands get cold, so I'm just having gloves on, because my right hand, when it sits on a mouse for too long, it gets cold. I think it's a bad circulation in my hands. So it's getting a bit better now because it's getting warmer outside, but it's like, it's not cold in the apartment. It's probably 22 degrees, and I'm sitting by the window, so I guess there is a light draft or something. My hands just get a bit cold. It is a weird problem. Maybe I should try a vertical mouse or like a trackpad. The trackpad's usually not a problem. I was looking in here for. We have the cell chunk, is this one. And then, so chunks is. The frame consists of different chunks, and I think that's just the different things that are in there. So a frame consists of so many things. I mean, a frame can have more than just what is it you can have on a frame. I can have masks, but they're deprecated, a palette, and stuff. I should try the vertical mouse. Maybe I heard good things about it. Read from buffer. And this is my wrists don't hurt from using the keyboard ever. It's just I don't have much wrist pain. It's just my hand gets cold. Sometimes maybe some slight pain with the mouse, but I don't know. It's usually if I do some more exercise, like I like to go in bouldering and climbing, and if I do stuff like that, then it's usually fine. It is interesting because this is where it was like this. When I first loaded this thing, it said like this, and I was like, well, rather it was like this, and that was so weird to me. Frame. Let's see if I get anywhere with this, otherwise I think someone else had made some other loader maybe I should check out. Total chunks. Like why was it like this? Because if you look, yeah, maybe I should just give up. This seems a bit broken, and like total chunks here had a underscore in front of it, and it's, oh well. I'm gonna there's another importer I think someone made that the user Blob had made. So here's Odin Aseprite. It's quite this one looks a bit more orderly. There's even usual usage examples, and it's updated yesterday. Why didn't I start here? Well, I don't know. You know, you should this one is like a behemoth of things. Wait, or is it really Odin Aseprite? Import Ace, Odin dash Aseprite. Oh, so this is supposed to go into Odin dash Aseprite. Okay, let's clone this. Let's try this instead, because I'm a bit. Why do I even bother with this old funny stuff? Right, so let's take this one, go into our game and go into our Ace2 Atlas. We can keep that one there for now. Let's rename that one, and we call this one Aseprite. Hopefully this works better. let's take our thing like this. Oh, this one is funny. It uses a load to actually load the whole file like that. I guess you can do that. Because this is relative to the why bother? OS of, let's read the file instead. Import core OS, read entire file. We do it and defer, delete data. Wait, is that what it returned? What does this one return? There's a chat in the way. Success. Okay, good. It's rad debugger is hogging the exe. Wait, is it still hogging it? Close. It's just, why are you? Yes, exit. What is all this stuff? Improve linker performance. I guess this one uses, let me see, unmarshal. I was just curious what those errors were. It's like, maybe that's from the library itself, from zlib. I was just curious why it was spewing out so much stuff. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this one is apparently okay, they got the data. It got the data. And then it unmarshals it into a Aseprite document, which I guess is, why don't I have as a header and some frames? That's good. Yeah, I don't need to marshal it. This one supports marshaling as well. I just need to for some reason I'm not getting any my OLS seems to be sad or something. Does it even work in game? Yes, it does. Just sad in here. Was that a document it spewed out? Yeah, this one has actually has some pixels for me. That's great. I'm gonna take the chat and put you guys down here. Well, make this one a bit bigger again so I can hide the chat comfortably. Down there. And so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna look at these, whatever this thing is giving us. So it's giving us a few frames. Okay, what's a frame? A frame is a thing with a header and some chunks. What are the chunks? It's a union. And I'm interested maybe in the cells or something. Anyways, let's go like this. For f in doc.frames, for c in f.chunks, and then we can look at the cells, switch cell variant in cell. This will give us a lot of, these are all the different options here. You can say case cell chunk. Oh no, yeah, it's like that. Ace.cell chunk. Yeah, and then we'll do this partial. Yeah, good. And then let me wait a minute. Let me go to my my project file and disable the, so it doesn't start the game each time it compiles. And then this is a lot sort of a, first we need to get the Aseprite file, Aseprite things into order, and then we need to put them into Atlas, and it is as many baby steps to get this working, but it would be quite cool if I could get it working. Layer chunk, cell chunk. Okay, what's a cell chunk then? What do you have? Cell type. There's a lot to this. Let's print all the these, all of them, or what are my com image cell? Okay, it's this one. What is this one? zlib compressed image cell. Okay, that's fine. Is the pixels, have they been uncompressed? Let's look in the what it does when it com image cell. Okay, is this the, this is the unmarshaller inside there? Yet it inflates it, so I don't know. I mean, these pixels are the pixels. Right. So then I can just do like this, compressed cell, ace.com image cell. Let's do like this. I don't care. I mean, I'm doing this for my own stuff right now. You know, I can go through all the different cell types, but all my cells seems to be zlib compressed, so I'm just gonna care about that right now. 13 and 14. That's the width of them. Isn't that a bit weird? 12 and 11. I guess this one, so this is my 13 and 11. Gingerbill says, I like that you don't put music on your streams, because then you can put your own in the background. Yeah, I used to have music on some streams before. It's also a problem with, like, you need to have royalty-free music. Otherwise, YouTube might just mute your whole video. And then someone asked the other time, like, why don't you put on some music? I'm like, you put on your own music. Because if you're doing a really long stream, maybe people like watching, but maybe they would like their own music. Okay, so width and height here. But yeah, that's actually reassuring to hear. It's not. It's a good random thing, because I was thinking about that at some point, because the document itself. See, each frame. The document has a width and a height, right? And that one is, let me show you, doc.height. Well, header maybe it's called. This one is 16 because this whole thing is 16, right? It's 16 times 16 big image. And then the cell itself has a height and a width. Okay, the chunk, I think we will see here, but I mean, I'm not even reading the spec. It's quite a nicely organized little loader here, because I can sort of figure the format out from what I know. Cell chunk. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be here. I just want to see if there's like an offset. Let's check the Y offset 4 on the one that has 11 high data. This one, the first one, has 11 high data, and then there's 4 pixels off the top. Okay, so this way we have identified that this thing here is the offset from the top corner of where should your data, like how much you push your cell data into the image. And that's a smart thing, because then they don't need to fill the cell with pixels. If it's transparent all the way from here down to, if it's transparent 4 pixels from here and 1 pixel from here, then they can skip a lot. And then they can also skip these pixels here. So they only need to put in this. That's smart. Smart, what's it called? Studio Capello or something. Aseprite people. Best. This is my. I think Aseprite is my favorite computer program, because it just does its job extremely well and it works. And I think also because I used Photoshop before, and it has mostly Photoshop shortcuts. But it's just good. Okay, so we have our pixels here for the cell. So let's take those. What are those pixels now? Like, what's the pixel format of them now? After all this unmarshalling business. That's a good question. color depth. Okay, this is a color depth divided by 8. This is a 32 bits per pixel. This is uncompressed data. I can use this straight off because I can sort of guess from this thing here that it expects it to be height times width times the color depth, the bit depth divided by 8, which is, if it's 32, then it's 8 bits per pixel. 8 bytes per, wait, 4 bytes per pixel. No. I can't, I give up. It'll be fine. A bit per pixel, 4, 16, 32, 5. Right, so now I want these raw pixels to go into a bigger image. So maybe I will also use Raylib for this. Like the other binding I saw. So let's go into Raylib. Oops. And inside Raylib you will find stuff like image, create image, what is it called? Init image. It's called something. Image copy. Yeah. So you can make an image and then you can copy. I think you can even maybe copy. I can copy images into the image, and I think I can specify that this is just pixels, raw pixels. So what I do here is, I've used this before at some point. I think you just manually init it. I don't think you... do anything. You can load an image from memory. So I just want to make my atlas. It's just a big image. Bimage. Oh wait, here you go. Gen image color. Okay. Let's do 1000 by 1024 by 1024, and we say it's gonna be RL blank. That's and then we can load image raw, right? This stuff. No, wait. Load image from memory. This one is, I'm gonna have to make it myself, because this one goes from a I just want load image raw but from memory. Oh well, it's not that hard to make. Cell image is rl.image, and I have in here the data is, I think you just do cell.pixels. Wait, how do you have a slice and you want to get the raw? I always forget this. Is it like, do I do like this maybe? Or is it like raw data? What does raw data do? How this is built in? I'm gonna go check. Maybe it's in the demo. No. Maybe it's in the demo Odin. No, not in the demo overview. What's it called? From U8 to X. Yeah, this is if you want a multi-pointer, but is that I think that's correct. Maybe. And then the pixel format here is no, so there's two kinds of Stefan is asking what so this thing here is a multi-pointer, but and it's essentially a pointer to an array of bytes. It's just that it's indexable, but it doesn't have any bounds checking. So you know, a normal slice like this of this one is it knows its size and has some fancy stuff. This one works just like a pointer does in C. So a pointer in C you can use either as a pointer to a specific thing, or you can use it as an array, given that you know the length, sort of. And in order to facilitate that from Odin, you can use this sort of syntax to make an essentially an indexable pointer, at least like in C, sort of. And that's useful for when you interface with C libraries, to have something that is sort of like an indexable pointer thingy. So that's why it's a multi-pointer. It's a pointer to multiple things. It's not just a pointer to one thing, because it's a bit weird in C, right? That pointers are used like, it can be a pointer to a single thing, or it can be an array, given that you have a size. So, yeah. Yeah, I never use it for anything but interfacing with C stuff, like Bill says. It's width, height, mip maps format. Okay. Width is... And here comes an interesting question, of course, with... I can probably pack my atlas. So previously I've used what's it called? Previously I've used PNG strips of, like, I can show maybe some. Like this. Well, maybe I put it into Aseprite instead, so I don't get... Previously I've done stuff like this. This is the run animation from my other game. And you see there's lots of dead space in here because I was lazy and sort of just... I didn't have any metadata, so I just split it. I just knew that this is 4 frames long, and then it's just evenly laid out like that. But when I have the metadata like this, then I will be able to generate... I can take just the cell like this and put it into the atlas, but then I can say that, oh, whenever you use this, please offset it by this X and Y amount. So I can tightly pack stuff. I might still have to add a padding around animation frames, or most things, because you can get 1 pixel bleeding, so you always need a... So you probably you probably would take this stuff, plus 1 pixel padding, put it in, store exactly what it is you need to get to that one, and we'll see. Baby steps with all this. The width then is, since I want to do that, then the width is just the width, and the height is just the height. It's just, I'm a bit, everything is taking a while here because I'm looking at this thing and I'm looking at Raylib and I'm trying to think of what to do. So it's a bit of a uncompressed. I think this is uncompressed. This is what the one I meant. RHG8B8A8. So it's 8 bits. It's 32 bits per pixel, 8 bits per channel. So each pixel then is 4 bytes. I'm checking why I'm like, am I confused about? Bear with me. This is, you know, I'm not a very smart person. The way I do things, always, is that I write it down and stare at it to convince myself what it is. A color in Raylib is 4U8 and four bytes. A float 32 is 4 bytes. But this one only uses .255. Yeah, so it's 4 bytes. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. This talking about numbers on a stream, suddenly one is like, wait, what am I saying? Yeah, so this one needs to be I32. And this one needs to be I32. Right, and now we have our image here. So what we can do now with Raylib is that we can image copy. No. Image draw. Yeah, we can use image draw, this one. rl.image draw, and then we say the destination image is the atlas, and we draw from cell image. And then we have 2 rectangles. Let's just draw it at, let's just, for start, I'm just gonna do this and then output an image to disk that we can look at, and then we will start laying things out inside it. So we will just do like this for now. Put the rectangle at the top corner with the Stupid. Yeah. Like that. So we just use the same rect in both. For this is the destination and the target rect. Okay, we don't need that one. Ah. Okay, now it does something. So now that we have our atlas here, can you with raylib dump an image to disk somehow? Export image. Right. Let's try that. Take the atlas and we say atlas.png. Let's see what happens. Save filed successfully. File saved successfully. See? Oh my god, look. At the top. It has drawn both cells at the same spot here. That's a big success. All right. Now, yeah, it's alive. Oh, why did I remove that? Now it's just a lot of extra work. I mean, this is, yeah. Now the actual work of laying stuff out, which I will probably use some kind of brute force approach. And also I need to save metadata, which means I need to generate an .odin file that I can use that has some enums in it and stuff. But I think we can do that. Like, what I'm thinking is you generate enums based on if a file has frames, then you assume it's an animation, right? And in that case, you will output like maybe player walk 0 and 1. These are the two animation frames. Is it like an enum? Yeah, output that. And if it doesn't have any, then you don't do that. And I think I can do some smart tricks there to lay out the enum so they lay in order in the enum list, so I can just walk the frames by just looping between enum values, so I don't have to store a list of rectangles to look into the atlas and stuff. Oh, it's a lot with this. We'll see. I have to make coffee because I am I don't have coffee, so I'm I will do that. I'm gonna mute the microphone because I'm gonna run my coffee grinder and it's gonna make a lot of noise. Bye. coffee is brewing. The coffee is brewing. Okay, I'm back. So of course we're gonna have to look through multiple Aseprite files. There will be a an outer layer to this that opens one Aseprite file at a time. But so let's maybe I can look. I have some old code related to the asset builder in my other game. And this one let's steal this one. This one worked fine for me for that use case. Is to Atlas. So this one opens I think there might these days be something like this in the core library, but let's just use this one since it works for me. This one looks at a path and then gives all the files inside. So I will just do like this. Go into source assets, and then we will if has suffix ace or strings dot has suffix fi.name dot ace right. So here we will do stuff. Import core strings. Yeah, Stefan says, I like making an enum and an array with the enum as an index. Yeah, it's great. I mean, the asset builder in my other game generates this file, which just looks through a folder of all the textures and generates this thing, which is an enum. And then there is all textures, and it's an enumerated array like this, and then it has all the data in here. And if you're running that release mode, then it embeds the data into the thing here, so it actually can make one exe with all the textures inside and stuff. It's pretty neat. So let's take all this stuff. No, wait, not all of it, but some of it. So we will, the first our program does is it generates an empty picture like that. And then I take this stuff and I put it into a proc called add to Atlas. This one just takes a file name. And does all this stuff. And it also needs Atlas. We probably need to have some kind of metadata along with the Atlas, where we are in it and stuff, but that we will sort that out. So now I can write add to atlas. File name is fi.name. Wait, it's actually this. Like that. And then it also wants a pointer to the atlas. Right, this will still work. Can I just open it in Aseprite and continuously look at it? Wait, where am I? Okay, so let's try. First thing, we try to put these so that they are laid out next to each other. To do that, we need some metadata. So the atlas essentially needs to be... I've done almost a thing like this before, where I use sort of... You can use rectangles and sort of see if your thing fits in. It is a bit of a... This is a atlas packing problem. And maybe there is a good... I mean, I'm sure there are some libraries to do this. Maybe there's even the... I don't know. But... this feels like... Isn't there like one of the STB libraries or something that does some atlas packing? Or like... I just have some memory that... like some image packing algorithm. Oh yeah, STB rect pack. Thank you, Eero. I don't think it has any Wait, does Raylib come with rect? Okay, this one is used for generating the image for a font atlas. Because Raylib uses that to pack it. I don't think the pack method is usually... Yeah, it uses... It would just be cute if it had like a generic one, but... I just do something stupid for now, and then we can make it better later, because I don't need to make it super fancy for now. You know, this is a kind of thing you can just regenerate it later with a better one, and regenerate the metadata and then be happy. So an atlas is a struct that has an image, right? And then maybe we have a rect next to it that says okay, let's do something super stupid to start with. We just say last pos. I'm gonna get my coffee, it's finished brewing. Okay. Hello, Matthew. Matthew is asking what I mean by .ace and atlas generator. Yeah, I know it's many technical terms with it. .ace is just the file format of Aseprite. So Aseprite files, you know, just like Photoshop has .psd, Aseprite has .ace or Aseprite files. So that's the format that Aseprite uses to save, which is, you know, this pixel art editor. The format that it uses to store its data files. And what I mean is I will load data from Aseprite files, right? And then I want to put them into an atlas. And this is an atlas right now, but there's not much in it, but it's one big image with many small images inside it. And then you have extra information that says where inside this big image are all your images. And then you can do like brutally efficient rendering because you're essentially just rendering, like you have a single texture bound and then you're just varying which little part of the texture you look into while rendering. So it's nice and snappy. So for starters, let's just put them on an X. They might overlap height-wise, but I'm gonna fix that. I just need to get somewhere. Atlas.x. Wait, we need a Y as well of where we are. So like that. Atlas Y, X, Y. Atlas the Y. And then we'd go like, if atlas.x is big plus f32 cl.width, if that's bigger than the atlas size, which I mean this is do like this maybe. So if it's bigger than that, then we set atlas x equals 0 and we set atlas y plus equals 16. I know this is hard coded, but I'm gonna fix it. I just need to get somewhere with all this. I'm gonna use a kind of rectangle thingy in a bit to do all this. Right, and then this one we take the image inside the atlas. Oh, is that one a pointer? That was not supposed to be a pointer. Right, and then we make a new atlas like this. And we say image equals this thing. And then the other ones we don't need to set right now. For some reason I call it img. And then we export atlas.img like that. I don't know if both still in the same spot. Oh, I know why. Because I need to do atlas.x plus equal f32 cell image.width. Right, can I reload? Can I like file? I just want to have a live view of the file. Actually, I think I can do this. But this one is a bit bad because it can zoom. know what we can do? We can put it here, but we make it smaller for now, like 128. You see that? Now this one here, but you can't zoom at all in this one. It's so, I just wish, I kind of like that you can do this in Sublime. They can put an image in a tab, I don't know, but I wish I could zoom it, because right now I can't, it's too small for me to see anything. So let's go here, look at it. There's something wrong with it. The second image looks all broken. Oh yeah, I know why, because this is the destination rectangle and the source the source is a rectangle like this. Right. So then we say source and this. I think they're in this order. I wish there was a, like, just update the image in Aseprite. Yeah, there you go. They're both. Now they're both next to each other in an image. And then we need to start thinking about this thing with the rectangles as well. Maybe, you know, we can, the first thing we can do is try to get the player character to use this one, right? So we need some rects. That's a dynamic list of rl.rectangle, essentially. Wait, that's not going to be enough. We need like an atlas. What is a good name for a sort of an area in an atlas that's named? Let's call it an atlas rect, but I don't know. It has an rl.rectangle, but it also has a name. That I will just make a string for now. This program is probably right now just leaking memory like hell, but it's just a generator, and yeah, I think it'll be fine, but maybe I'll fix it up a bit later. It's just an offline generator. Okay, so we have our rects here. And then we need to give each of these rectangles a name. And that name I will write into an Odin file as an enum, essentially. And then I need to write out the rectangles as well. So base name here, I think. Let's go look at my... Do I still have the generator open here? Asset builder, this one. This one does some funny stuff. Steal this one. things. There's a little proc that takes a path to something, and it will move it into upper camel case. Which is what I use for enums and stuff. I know Odin sort of uses upper snake case or something, but I don't do that. So the base name then is the file name, like this. And then we need a frame index because this is animated, so we need to have like the base name will be something like player walk 0, player walk 1. But if it's not animated, then I just want it to be player like 3, you know, like that. We'll just do like this, I think. Animated equals len of dot frames bigger than 1. Right. Very good. I realized this. Today's stream is essentially like asset pipeline programming. This is what brings artists, programmers, tech artists, and everyone. What brings them together and brings them happiness is when they all come together and build something like this. Is my indentation weird? Oh, this one. I don't see it. I mean, I know some people indent cases like this. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, it's because I used the if blah blah blah, blah like that. I think some people indent like this because so these are on the same level. I've never liked that because to me it seems like I've always done it like this. But the weird thing I do doing it like this, you leave these in C++. I used to often do like this because but I don't know. Maybe I should start doing like this. It's just harder for me to read where is the case label? It's here. Okay, now it's obvious where the case label is. All right. So when we're in here, then we'll tell the atlas that we will append to atlas.rects yeah, we all have different styles to how to write the code. I have, by the way, today I have put YouTube into low latency mode, so it's not as much latency anymore. I mean, I'm right in the chat. I press enter now. Wait, you don't even... Yeah, you can see the chat on the side. But it's lower latency, but I don't know if it affects the live quality or not. Like if everything is... Oh, it's noticeable, that's good. But it's... yeah, I was wondering if the quality is still okay. Because I just before I started the stream, I changed it to... I didn't choose ultra low latency because someone said, I think it was you Fix, that said that, okay, it's good. It's fine. I'll look at the replay later, see how it looks also. So we have our atlas rect here. So the atlas rect is where in the rectangle is this image and give it a name. And this name we will later output as an enum. The rectangle is the dest. The name is, and now we'll do this funny stuff, base. If it's animated, then we'll do fmt.tprintf tprint just base name and then frame index. If it's not animated, then we just take base name. Right. That should give us correct stuff. Put the atlas rect in here. Goody good. So now we output this one, and then our second job is to generate an Odin file. For r in atlas.rect. Just print them to begin with. Look, have a look, see. /path. Okay. Import core path /path. Core path /path. Okay, so here it printed all two rects. There's a space there. I didn't want that. Separator. Yeah, but we need to increment the frame index. The player walk 0, player walk 1 gives us the rectangle where it is inside the atlas. Great stuff. Now we just need to make an Odin file. And I don't know, people try to do this in very fancy ways. Make the Odin file. What I do is I do something like this. Atlas.odin, create it, write to it, package game, that's fine. Embed assets, no, we don't need that. Assets is maybe there's a nicer way to write all this. The fprint, like this is print to this file handle with a line break. Maybe there's a nicer way, but I want with all the indentation and stuff. This is what I did for cat and onion anyways. So let's write, let's comment out this first. Let's put in all the let's treat them as if they were textures for now. So we print texture name. So we say none, and then we go through all the rects. So I just copy pasted this code from other generator. And then we take r.name like that. And then at the end, oh yeah, I think this one, close it at the end. Let's see what that does. Did we just get an atlas.odin? There it is. Texture name and enum with none, player walk 0, player walk 1. Good. Interesting. Now we need some way to define a texture rectangle. So let's steal this and we say texture rect is a struct. Wait, we don't need that. We can just make a, we can just do like this. Texture name, thinking. Meta asset list. Right, this is a list of, so what I want here is a list of texture name. We map from texture name to rect. Rect I use in Raylib as the double thingy here is because I think I can do like this, and then I can say texture rects like that. This is big. I don't need that now. It was because when you use the format stringy, and we just remove all that because this is a reserved character in the string formatter. Then we put in, we map none to nothing. And then we go through all the rects again. And we map dot string equals just do like this, see if this works. r.name r.rect, and then we fmt.f print ln f, and we do a closing brace. Wait, there's a closing brace here. Where? Ah, okay, sure. Let's run this again. Ah, see the compiler error there? That was not from the file. The compiler we saw there was from my game failing to compile, because this file is not part of the game and this is not correct. Yeah, I need to, I mean, there should be rl dot in front here, but I would just like it if I just got this part. I guess I can put it out manually. Yeah. Then it got sad. Oh yeah, this now whenever you do a string formatter, you need to have double curly braces. Now it didn't fail. Atlas.odin. Look, here's all the texture names. Here is where they are in the atlas. Very nice. And then we can also, I mean, we can write if we really want to. That is, it's optional, but we can write fmt.fprintln atlas file name texture atlas file name. Ended up in the wrong place. Here you go. Bloop. So generated some code. Marvelous. So I hope people can see where this is going. That I now generated an image with these in, and I've saved where in the image are these, and I say the name. So now in the code I can reason by things by a name, and those are just rectangles into a thingy, so I can just do draw. I can just draw with a source rect that looks into this atlas with this rectangle. And I can, maybe in my code I can mainly reason about these names. And then I just have the atlas loaded, and I don't need to care about like, oh, is my texture still valid and stuff, because it's just one global texture that's somewhere. I think we're at the point where we can try using this. We can go back to my game now. Now starts the exciting part of trying to do something here. So let's load the atlas. The atlas is load texture atlas.png. This load texture I wrote yesterday, I think it's for the pixel art filtering. Sure, let's do that. And then when we've loaded the atlas, we need to, let's see here. Let's maybe also add in the tree. So actually that's a better first thing to do. Let's add in the tree into the atlas. And I know the atlas doesn't do any proper packing yet, but packing is a separate problem. It doesn't really matter that much in a sense, because I can fix that later. As long as I got all the logic working of how we get things from the atlas, then we can pack it around as much as we want later. So this one will save as an Aseprite file. This is the tree. If we rerun this now, then we see that the tree appeared here in the atlas. And in atlas.odin we now have tree, and there it didn't get the number because it has a single frame. So that's fine. Boy, this is going better than I thought. And then maybe we can go into drawable. So up until now, I've used this thing here. Texture, you draw a texture like this. What we can do here now, we can let's just do a draw texture 2 here, but we will probably replace this one completely. So we just say, I want this texture with this texture name at this position with an offset. Yeah, all these offset things might also change later, but so let's add something like this down here. Draw texture 2. Yeah, Stefan says that he nerds out so hard when I get a tool like this going in prod. Yeah, it's quite fun when it all suddenly just feels like it's This origin stuff I won't be able to do yet. Well, I can fetch the rectangle. There's gonna be some workflow issues here, but let's just remove the origin for now. It's not very good anyways. I mean, this will just be texture name like this. That's that, and the offset we don't need. So we add a drawable like that. We compile this, and then we have some problems where we haven't handled this. We can do it like this. This code is also going to change. Yeah, I have the offset still. Yeah, I could use them to calculate origin. I'm gonna think of maybe I can redo that somehow. And now we just need to draw this. Draw texture 2. So the source, we don't no longer have a source rect in that sense. But what we do instead we have all texture rects is called, right? Texture rects. So source is just texture rects d.texture. That's the source rect. And then here you say gmem.atlas. So you draw from the atlas, from source, at this position. Like that. This might compile now, right? It's not yet doing anything. I'm gonna re-enable my, so it starts the game when I compile. Here we go. It's not using this yet, so it hasn't succeeded yet. These trees are still using the old one. But let's go. So the add tree. Yeah, so here is our static objects. Let's go in there and just like texture name. Yeah. And then here we just say .tree instead, because we have an enum now. Fold that in, and then we just have a single compile error here. We need to say draw texture 2. So the move. That means it's using new stuff, but these come now from the atlas, I'm pretty sure. And everything is a bit messed up here, but that's fine. So these are now coming from the atlas. The offset is all wrong. Like the tree is supposed to be up here because it's drawing from the corner. So I have to look at the origin. So maybe, yeah, let's maybe look at that quickly. Drawable. So there's one thing missing in our atlas generator. Ace to atlas. Remember I said that the rectangle must have an offset also. And this is because they will be tightly packed in here, but actually in the original document there is some spacing. So there's 4 pixels from the top here and 1 pixel from the side, but what Aseprite stores is just this. And that's what I'm going to store in Atlas, but I'm going to save how many pixels from the top and this, and that info I have. So that's fine. That's the cells X and Y position. So offset is just cl.x, cl.y, I think it's going to be a C maybe. Okay, be like that then. No, CV. Okay, so many different C's here. Right, and then it's that's an I16, and then I need a float 32. That's fine. Good. Have the offset in there. We just need to put it out into the into atlas.odin now. So here, oh, okay, I can't just have rects here because it also needs an offset. I can either have separate list or I can make a struct here. It doesn't matter. I mean, I can easily change that. Let's just do a separate list right now. This is the second channel asks, is this a new cat game? Maybe. It's just my new game and I just draw something quickly. I just want to make something Zelda-ish. Maybe it will be a cat. I was also thinking of maybe playing as a goose or something stupid like that. We'll see. It's funny, you can see here the bleeding between there's a little line here. There's some bleeding between them. But we will add padding to the rectangles, to the pixel data. Let's just throw in some texture offsets. So this is maps from texture name to vector I, and it will just take two things like this, and it will be like the offset.x and the offset.y. Here you go, here's your offsets. This looks weird. Why does, wait. I'll have a look at the atlas, or rather at the this is the second one. That has 0. Oh, it is correct. There's a pixel here. So it is at first column and it's at the third row. 0, third row. 3 takes the whole thing. Got our offsets. We go back to the game and try to figure out when to do stuff. When to do stuff. Drawable. Oh. Okay, so we have our drawable here. The origin should be bottom center. So texture offsets. So we get the offset and the rect for this one. Because I think there might also be some extra missing data here, because if you're not using the whole thing, then you have some stuff down here. So you need to draw this stuff at a certain offset. So you need to maybe have 1 pixel from the side and 4 pixels from the top. But then the destination rectangle you draw into also needs to take into account that what size did you actually want, which is this stuff. I mean, I have that info. I have the exact size of the document, which is this 16 by 16 in this case. We'll see. Maybe I had to figure something out there. Well, I actually need it immediately now because I need the middle of the thing. So I don't have all the data. I know this one and I know this size, but I don't know how much extra is out here, so I can't put it in the middle properly. I could make 2 arrays, one with, instead of storing the offsets, I could store another list of rects, which is the total rect for each texture. There will be some duplicates in there, but then I can just look at the offset will be it will draw with that size. That one doesn't even have to, that one can even be like a list of, it can just be the size. I can just have the size of the thing. Is that how you do it? Like, I could do something like this. And in the Ace to Atlas, oh, thank you, Ace to Atlas, I instead do size like this. Two ints. And then I go down here and I just say size is doc dot header dot width. I mean, this will be a lot of duplication, but that doesn't matter so much. It's just some static data, and then I just cast that to int and int, right? Then I can say size, and here I said instead texture sizes. Let me go look at it. So now we have all this, right? And unless I'm wrong, this is all you need, because you can, in order to know where you need to start drawing, you just subtract, like, oh wait, maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm wrong. You don't need where it, you don't know where it starts, because the second one starts at, yeah, it's too missing information. Right. I need an... What the hell? Let's have the size and the offset. Let's just take this. More data. More data. So the sizes and the offsets. Offset is cv.x. I'm getting a bit hungry. I didn't eat enough lunch. That's why I'm also a bit stupid. Like that. Now we have a bunch of stuff. So now we can say question is if I even need to pre-calculate this anymore now that I have all these fancy things here. I can probably just shove the origin in here, remove it from here. That. Ugh. And then we make an offset that is a vec2, and we say switch d dot origin. We'll get to these guys. Case, center, case, bottom, need some dots here. And then we need and now we need to start using draw texture project here because dest is text, dest size is texture sizes d dot texture and then so this is good. We can enable our debug printing or debug rendering, so we can see the root of the tree is supposed to be sort of on the yellow dot here. Then we're done. So let's move to use Draw Texture Pro. And we take the source texture, that's correct. It's just the dest and the origin. No rotation, please. White. I don't think you really need to use the only reason to use the origin is when you rotate, right? So unless you rotate, you don't need to use the origin. You can just shift the destination instead. Okay, let's steal this code here. And say that offset is the dest width. I don't think you need all these F32 casts here because that one is pretty F32-ish already. Okay, good. We do all that. And then we say dest is rect with x equals d.pos plus offset.x. Y, well, pos.x, pos.y, y, and then dest size.x and dest size.y. Shove that in there. Ah, of course, this is not your hold on. La da da dee. La da da dee da da do. So we have the destination size here. Oh yeah, because okay, now I get it. I do need my casts here because the destination size is a vector of int. Wait, okay, whatever. I have a procedure to cast or to convert an integer vector to a non-integer one, but so many casts. They're gonna move very soon. Oh, okay. I mixed these. Ah, there you go. They moved to the right place. Ta-da! They don't seem to sort correctly yet. Why? I know why. Because the sorting thing needs this here as well. It's the offset. I'm just gonna copy this for now. Yeah, this whole thing needs to be replaced. I said that last time as well. I haven't really. I need maybe an explicit sort key or something. Let's just hack this in here for now. So then jy is d.post y plus offset the y. Yeah, I'll make this nice later. This is IY. Okay. Oh. Oh. I need a dest size 2 in here. Now I can walk behind. No? Okay, I still can't walk behind trees. I'm also gonna fix this flipping here at some point, but I just wanted to do this funny. I just wanted to do this. Let's do this. Wait, player flip. Let's disable that for now. It's very annoying how it flips. Both are using. No, wait, that's correct. JY. Wait a minute. Maybe because I don't think I need any of this. I don't need offset for that. I mean, the position is this position. That's the position I'm interested in. It worked all the while. It was just me being silly. Here you go. Textures coming from Atlas. Not walking yet, but we will fix the animator soon. But it's pretty nice. Animation. So I have an idea to kind of that an animation is just a range of enums. So you go from player walk 0 to player walk 1. That's your start and your end. And since they come after each other in the enum, you can just, you don't need to have a dynamic array of rectangles or anything. You can just do like start, frame, texture name, start, end frame. I think this will work. Current frame. You don't even need num frames because that's the difference between these two. Current frame, we need. Let's just hack this together and see if we can get the player to use the. Use it. I mean, I barely need this initialization proc anymore because all it needs to. Okay, maybe it would be nice to have a. Oh, we're gonna get that from Aseprite 2 later. We're gonna have per. One thing I really like getting out of Aseprite is so that you can do variable length animation frames. So you can, because in Aseprite you can go in and set on a frame, you can set like frame properties, and you can set how many milliseconds this frame. My previous game only supported constant sort of frame time. Okay, I'm hungry. I need to go eat something soon, but gonna give it until 5 o'clock, 40 minutes. So let's try to get this animation working. Cue the exciting music. No. Animation num frames is now a proc that takes an animation and returns an int, and it returns a.endFrame minus a.startFrame. However, you need +1 there, right? Because yeah, I think so. Yeah. You can cast enum to an int. Cast this one to an int. Goody good. And then you just say like this: if your animation. So this is all we need to do in here. The frame timer is currently 0.2 seconds. I need to extract the frame time from them. So this is hard coded to 200 milliseconds per frame right now. Let's leave it at that. Right. This is. We need to. Well, actually, this one becomes trivial now, right? Well, trivial as in we used to return texture rects, and we say a.startRect plus, and we say texture name a.startRect plus this one to an int plus a.current frame. Isn't that all we need to do? Because we have that's the rectangle into the thingy, right? Start frame and start rect. And now what you need to do here is just run draw texture 2, right? Then I say I don't even need to, I just need to give a texture name here, I think. Animation frame. And I say, I either return none here if this is the case, or here I just return this thing. Then we go back here and we say animation frame. The flip I can't do there anymore. The flip I would have to propagate down later, but we ignore that for now. And this is a frame. And we say this one at this position. Wait. What's wrong with you? Load texture failed. What is it complaining about? Oh, animation create. Oh yeah, of course. Animation create no longer takes this stuff. It just takes the player walk 0, the player walk 1. And what I'm gonna do later is I'm gonna also add a list of animations, so I can just say an animation name. Player walk is an animation name, and it knows which one it starts at and which one it ends at. But that's a later problem. Now we don't need that texture anymore. Look, it works. It got a bit stretched because I've done something wrong, but that one goes via the atlas. I'm pretty sure we can. One way to check is to open the atlas. Wait, actually I can't make, well, okay, I can do this. Build hot reload. I can turn off the, so it doesn't run it, and then we just draw a line through here. Like that, restart. See, it's using the atlas. Amazing! Yeah, I didn't need to do that, I realized. I could just restart the game and make changes to the atlas. Cool. Cool. Because this one is stretched right now, and I'm trying to figure out why. The size is this. Oh yeah, I know why. I've thought about this the wrong way. I don't think I need the size because I just need to draw. Yeah. I think I'm excuse my brain. What I need here is the test. I think is just the source dot width source dot height plus this stuff. Maybe. I think that's correct now. Question is now, what about the centering of it? Let me see here. Because the centering, the center point is here. Yeah. I still need the, I still think I need the full texture size to calculate the center. Pretty sure. It all looks a bit weird though right now. Wait, should it even have the offset here? Yes, I think so. What happens if I remove it? Oi, oi, oi. Totally broken. That is cool. That it goes, wow. Just a bird here that's still separate texture. But I will be able to quite quickly iterate on this thingy now. It's like, you know, the hard part is always doing like, okay, I need to get into the Aseprite file format and then I need to do some of this. But once you have the file outputting, you can just start tweaking, like what does it actually output, what does it read from Aseprite file, stuff like that. And I need to add in the padding here. That's just a padding inside the destination, and then I need to do direct packing. But you know, it's probably gonna be a much bigger atlas. I just did it like this for now because it is good that way. It is easier for me to see if it's small, is what I'm trying to say. Game.odin. Okay. Why are you, what's your... So these guys work correctly, but this one is like... There's a person in the chat who doesn't like that Odin lacks the semicolon. You can just write semicolons. It's fine. It doesn't lack it. It just auto inserts it when they're not there. I'm just trying to figure out. And the only time I use semicolon is usually in the if statements, like in the when I do like this, if, and then I sign, and then I do a trip, and then I do an OK check with this statement. It's one of the few times I use it. I think it makes the code much nicer. But this is proof. I looked at Jai a bit, and I'm like, oh, quite nice syntax, except for those semicolons everywhere. But yeah. I'm a bit let's perhaps add in the padding. I can resolve this offset stuff later because I want to do easy things now. Yeah, that's true. You can't force semicolons, so it's just like you can force it to warn you that they're missing. No, that you can force it to tell you that they're there. Like you can force a warning when you use semicolons. They're not needed, but you can't force it to do the other way around. But yeah, I think even though you can use them, I think the correct way forward is that, as I see it, Odin no longer uses semicolons. That's sort of how I see it. And that's just how it is. Yeah, I don't know why. I think people are just used to having them from C. They don't give any clarity. I mean, there's still a line break there. Like this doesn't add anything for me. There's still the line still ended. One thing in Odin that the semicolons do is that this style of programming with the curly brace on the same line sort of becomes a coding standard that's quite good. Well, it's something you want to do because, well, with a proc definition, like if you want, you can write like that, but this you can't write because, and now it thinks that this is a sort of constant, so you can't write it like this. I think you can do one line space, but yeah, I mainly follow the coding convention with the brace here because that works well with the semicolons. So having the semicolons missing, this is the main thing it does, that if you have a space in between here, but I don't know. I kind of like that the language sort of implicitly enforces some kind of, like, there's some nicer ways to program without it being all Python and or some other languages that force you to do certain things. I think it's a nice in between, really. But I do think that the lack of semicolon makes this style a bit harder to read because you can't be sure if this is it becomes a bit more ambiguous. So for that reason, I mean, I usually do like this anyways, but it's a good idea, I think, to do like that. Put it on the same line, the curly brace. Let's pad the atlas. Let's just do it in a stupid way for now. So we add in one extra pixel between everything. I think that will probably be enough for, like I said, I need to oi, that poor guy got totally smashed. I need to do my packing correctly is what I was gonna say, but I was thinking I can just fudge in some stuff for now. Yeah, I also want the auto formatter, but the only one that exists as far as I know is the one in OLS, and I think someone said that they like that OLS has lots of opinions on how you write your code, and it's the wrong opinions, and I kind of agree. It just does things that I don't want it to do. Like it, yeah, I don't like what it does to the code, so I don't use it. If you program alone, you can, but if you're on a team, you should have a auto formatter. That's the only way to get consistent formatting. Everything else is just a lot of pain. Why is this guy wrong now? You're supposed to go here. Oh. Is it? But I don't understand this. Why is it sad? Let me look at the atlas. Well, the OLS one, it tends to make my struct initializers like this. It tends to make them on one line. Like I need to do this all the time. It tends to just like it would. From what I saw, it just takes this one, and just makes it into one line. It's impossible to read after that. So I'm like, nope. Yeah, here's our padding. Here's the padding. It's all nice. There's 1 pixel in between there. Where are the 2 pixels in between here? Is it because the tree? Another thing I'm gonna do in this that you can do when you do stuff like atlasing is if you want pre-multiplied alpha, you can do that here. I don't really understand why it got so sad. I don't know. For casting I used to this one, and even if it's a complicated type, I do this. Like that. I never used the cast thingy. Oh, I see the problem now. Ugh. This is the... Wait, do I see the problem? No? It just draws from this source. It draws the whole source image, which is the cell, which is this, the little this thing that draws it into there. And I mean, if you look at these, they look correct. So I think, well, yeah, it does put in the correct. The only thing is that tree here has 2 spaces in between. The cat animation should essentially work. Yeah, I see exactly what's wrong now. Like, or do I? The rect here, what is that used for? That's for use for writing out the rect inside the atlas at which from which it will draw. That's correct. I can even look at this stuff. 1 1 13 11. Yeah. 15 1. So that's 1 plus 13 14 plus 1 because there's a padding. Blah blah blah. And I do the padding, like I said, because you get bleeding between pixels, between frames, otherwise, between images and stuff. I think to use a logic error in the drawing then. The dest is uses the sizes. It's the position at which we draw. The rectangle we draw into. That's not the problem. The problem is the source rect. We just... Wait, I know what it is. I'm not reloading the atlas. I was hot reloading the code. It's just gonna work now. Lol. Yeah, I need to, when I hot reload, I need to reload the atlas, of course. Otherwise, like, that needs to be part of the, essentially, down here, it needs to, or it needs to take, like, it needs to maybe file system watch the atlas or something. Okay, 10 minutes left. Let's just add the, make the bird use the, that one. So we go into here, so textures. Okay, there's one more after that. There's also the talk bubble, but doesn't matter so much. Source assets, bird, ace. Do like that. Run this. Then if we look in atlas.odin, we have the bird there now. Very nice. And then, wait, why does it? This draws the MPC. Okay. Where? In update. Why does this one draw the texture? This is a bug. Well, it's a copy paste error. And then this one is supposed to be .bird. And then you do not need to unload any textures anymore. I don't. Ah, yeah, they hadn't. Didn't have the correct texture. Now the bird goes via the atlas. Let's add in the bubble as well, and then we can delete our PNGs. Call it a day. Wait, what did I copy paste it? Talk bubble ace. Maybe we can reload that little. So let's do like this: rl.unload texture gmem.atlas. I'm just gonna hack it in here like this: atlas gmem.atlas equals rl.load texture. Well, load texture atlas.png. You see, even why do I have this one here? That went well. Everything became bubble. Why? Oh, I know why. Because this is gonna be a bit of a problem. I have written this texture name in places, but the bird got injected before, so everything became off by 1 because these are just saved. Yeah. Not exactly sure what I'll do about that, but I can just reset this and it will be fine. Let's remove the talk bubble texture. Now do we one error here? Draw texture 2 dot talk bubble. As far as I know now, there's no more textures except well, you can remove the tree. Remove this one. Remove the unload of it. And everything is in the right space, in the right place. Go in textures here. Look what we have here. We delete that folder. Everything works. And I mean, it currently runs the Atlas generator every time I compile. I can do that differently. I could maybe have in the debug XC, I could have a file system watcher that looks at the source assets and see if any of those change. Then it automatically rebuilds that thing. The only problem is, like I said, the order of the texture names. Maybe what I can do is I can look at the creation date and sort these by that, but it's also important that these, or like if you add a frame, it's also gonna get offset. So while you're developing, I didn't think of this. It's just a hot reload issue, really. But I don't know. Maybe I can do something smart. We shall see. Yeah, the file watcher is not a big problem. I can watch them. It's just that I will have saved instructs and stuff. Some of these. And then if I didn't have bird and I added it, suddenly all of these got offset while the game was running, and suddenly everything had a wrong texture. Because I've saved them, for example, in NPC, for example. Here's a texture name. That one is saved. Because I just run the generator. I mean, I could sort it by creation date or something. Then newly created ones will. I don't have a fantastic solution for this, really. It's sort of like when you add a texture, you need to do a full reset. That's a bit annoying. Maybe I can have like a dev mode thing where it like I can do something like this maybe. In release mode, these are all enumerated arrays. And in dev mode, maybe these have more of like a unique identifier and just a map instead. So I can have like a I think that could work. So it does like a we'll see. I have to go eat now or something. So thank you all for watching. This will be like what I need to add is, I always say thank you all for watching, then I have to continue talking about something. What I need to add is there's proper packing in here, because you see it needs atlas.png. I need to do proper packing in here of things. And then I need to maybe figure out that naming thing, how to hot reload properly. I don't know if I can solve it in some good way. Maybe I have to rethink how I name them a bit or something. I could use unique names and then a map in dev mode. Because animations I will move into, so the animation knows anyways, like what's the first and the last frame, instead of using the difference of the enum, because currently the animation is defined as this one until this one. So then, but yeah, I think I can figure it all out anyways. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. or evening or morning or day.